Welcome to Jagees Cookbook. This time I've got, well, a very normal type of savory biscuit which can be used as a cocktail treat. Now this particular biscuit is salty and pizza type of biscuit which can be made in advance and kept either in the refrigerator and baked at that time, or made and kept in an airtight container. And people, if you have cocktail parties or children who like salty biscuits, this is a very good treat for them. And I'm sure you'll all enjoy it because very easy to make. All you have to do is a little bit of fiddling about. Now, the main thing about this particular type of biscuit, it does contain flax seeds. Flax seeds are very good for you. Now, flax seeds, I've got powder. This is in powder form. Now, actually, I didn't buy it in powder form. I actually ground it in my grinder. First, what you have to do, you have to go and buy flax seeds, raw flax seeds from the supermarket, which you get, and grind it on your own. You do get flaxseed powder, but I do not recommend that because grinding your own flax seeds is much better than buying the ground form. The good thing about this is it does relieve a lot of digestive problems, and also because it's full of fiber, it's very good for your intestinal tract. Very healthy for you because it contains a whole lot of omega-3 fatty acids, which is absolutely good for you. It's good for your skin. It prevents all sorts of dry skin disorders, and very good for people with psoriasis. And also, it contains a whole lot of, because it contains a whole lot of fiber, it actually helps in weight loss. So now this flaxseed powder can actually be used in all your food. It can be incorporated in your pancakes, your dosha batter, or even your chapati dough. Everything it's good for. So I try to include flax seeds in all these because it's very good for your health. How we do this is very simple. Okay, first of all, what we need is flour, all-purpose flour. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Just 1 cup of all-purpose flour. It's very easy. Okay. And then what we need is 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. Okay. We put all the dry ingredients first. 3 to 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of flax seeds powdered or flaxseed powder. Okay, so this is 1/4 cup or 3 to 4 tablespoons of flaxseed powder, which is the healthy part. Pizza powder to add flavor. Now, if you don't have pizza powder or pizza seasoning, you can add oregano. Just around 1 teaspoon of oregano is more than enough. So 1 teaspoon of oregano. And with this, we need a little bit of salt. Just a bit of salt and pepper. Okay. Mix all the ingredients, the dry ingredients, together with your hand or a spoon or anything. Then what you do is add 80 grams of unsalted butter. 80 grams of unsalted, this is 100 grams, so I'm just going to take 80 grams of unsalted butter. And with the pads of your fingers, just rub the dry ingredients into the butter, or the butter into the dry ingredients. Okay, very easy. That's it. And together with this, we need 1 egg. Okay, together with that, we need, well, a spoon to mix everything together. What we need to do is we have to bind all this together to form a dough. And we mix all this together. We need a little bit of chili sauce. This is optional. Like, well, 1 teaspoon or something. It depends. If it is for grown-ups, you can add a lot of, or how much ever you want of chili powder or chili sauce, or a lot of pepper, or how much, like, you know, how much you desire. This is cocktail biscuits, so it wouldn't be, well, very appealing to children anyway. Okay, now just mix all this and bring all this together into a dough with a little bit of milk, just a bit, not too much. Everything comes together into a bowl, a dough. Now finally we need a little, now this is optional, you can if you want to, otherwise you don't have to. 25 to 50 grams of cheese. Okay, this is optional, but it does add moisture to it, and it also adds a very, very nice flavor to the biscuits. So 50 grams of cheddar cheese. Just bring all this together with your fingers, because your hands are the best utensils. Without your hands, you can't do anything in the kitchen. And besides, it feels really good. This dough is really, really soft and really nice. What you have to do with this is, this work is done. All you have to do is just wrap it up in a cling film and refrigerate it around 15 to 20 minutes, and then you're done. Then what you have to do is shape it, roll it and shape it, bake it, and you're ready with your cocktail treats. Now, what I have to do now is, before I refrigerate it, I'm going to wrap it in cling film. Now you can wrap it in cling film or aluminum foil, whatever is convenient for you. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it in cling film. So this is done. Okay, all we have to do is keep it in the refrigerator and let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes, and you're done. We'll come back after 15 minutes and then we'll start the next stage of this. The biscuit dough has been resting in the refrigerator for around 15 to 20 minutes. All we need to do now is take it out, roll it, and make shapes in it. Okay, so let's see exactly, yes. It's rested properly. This is my method. Just going to cover this granite surface with cling film. Okay. Now I need a rolling pin and I need a bit of flour, all-purpose flour, or even wheat flour. That means whole wheat flour, no problem, just a bit. Now, roll it very fairly. Okay, don't roll it too thick or too thin. Just as, thick as thin biscuits. Make sure don't add too much flour, because if you add too much flour, it will actually change the consistency of the dough and it will break. So we don't need that. We need it to be in one form. Now, meanwhile, we need to prepare a baking sheet, which I have out here. I've got a baking sheet which I've actually lined with some aluminum foil, so that all I have to do is press the biscuits, or actually make the biscuits, and transfer it onto my baking sheet, aluminum foil lined baking sheet, and then bake it. Okay. The baking process is only, well, it depends upon how big your biscuits are. It will only take around 8 to 10 minutes or even less. Okay. 200 degrees. You need to set the oven at 200 degrees. Let me do that. So I'm going to preheat the oven for 200 degrees. Now, I'm going to take some shapes out. Now, you can actually use any of your cookie cutters. I've got a heart shape here, and I've got a shoe shape here, and also a round shape. You can use whatever you have. It's a good idea to collect different shapes of cookie cutters. It makes things, especially wheat flour. That means whole wheat flour, no problem, just a bit. Now, roll it very fairly. Okay, don't roll it too thick or too thin. Just as, thick as thin biscuits. Make sure don't add too much flour, because if you add too much flour, it will actually change the consistency of the dough and it will break. So we don't need that. We need it to be in one form. Now, meanwhile, we need to prepare a baking sheet, which I have out here. I've got a baking sheet which I've actually lined with some aluminum foil, so that all I have to do is press the biscuits, or actually make the biscuits, and transfer it onto my baking sheet, aluminum foil lined baking sheet, and then bake it. Okay. The baking process is only, well, it depends upon how big your biscuits are. It will only take around 8 to 10 minutes or even less. Okay. 200 degrees. You need to set the oven at 200 degrees. Let me do that. So I'm going to preheat the oven for 200 degrees. Now, I'm going to take some shapes out. Now, you can actually use any of your cookie cutters. I've got a heart shape here, and I've got a shoe shape here, and also a round shape. You can use whatever you have. It's a good idea to collect different shapes of cookie cutters. It makes things, especially children will really like it. Okay, so let me just take the shoe. I have two shoes. Okay. And two rounds. And we can get a heart in here. All we have to do is actually take these out, roll it again, then gather the whole dough, that you don't overbake it. These are very easy, totally very, very delicious treat for people who have cocktails, and also for people who do not like sweet biscuits, because these are salty. It's like a salty biscuit, savory salty biscuits. So my cocktail biscuits are done with. I'm sure you're all going to try it because it's very easy. Probably just 8 to 10 minutes in the oven, and totally the mixing is, well, just 5 minutes. All you have to do is mix everything together, put it in the refrigerator, and bake it. You're ready with your cocktail treats.